Good morning, boys and girls. How are you this morning? Happy Sunday. So I decided that I was going to come and sit at the church while I talked to you this morning because I just miss being here. I miss you guys being here, and I wish you were here with me, but since we can't be together right now and I can't go in the building, I thought I could at least sit close and talk to you guys while I'm sitting out here, and maybe you can enjoy at least seeing the playground behind me while we're talking. So I want to talk about the word protection. Talk for just a few seconds with the people in your room about protection and what that word means. That's right. It means to keep people safe from harm or to take care of things that they need. So I got to thinking about things in nature that God created, which is all the things in nature. And I started thinking about an apple. And if you've ever cut open an apple or cut it down the middle, you know that it looks like this on the inside. And there's this place right here in the middle for the seeds to sit and stay protected. They stay protected from weather while the apple is growing. They stay protected from bugs and animals that would eat the apple and the seeds. So the important thing about an apple and the seeds being protected is if there's not a way for the seeds to stay protected so that we can get them and plant them, then there's no way to have apples. So as long as we can get the seeds and plant them, we can always have apples. So sometimes though, a bird or a bug or something will get a hold of the apple and will eat to the middle and damage the seeds and damage the fruit, and it doesn't always stay healthy enough to be planted. But God put the middle of the apple, its purpose is to protect the seeds. So God also intends for people to be protected. And there are lots of stories in the Bible about how God protected his people. And today we're going to read a story about Daniel. So this is Daniel and the lions. Daniel loved God. He prayed every day and tried to live as God told him to. Daniel knew that no matter what God always was doing, he would be with him. Daniel's good friend, King Darius, put Daniel in charge of many things in his kingdom. Some men got very jealous of Daniel and decided to get him in trouble. They thought, we'll get Daniel. The men tricked the king into making a law that everyone had to pray to King Darius instead of to God. Anyone who broke this law would be placed in a den full of lions. Daniel was very afraid of lions, but he prayed to God anyway. Daniel knew he could get into big trouble, but he also knew that God would always be with him. Trouble came quickly. The men who had tricked King Darius saw Daniel praying. Aha, they said, now we've got him. He won't be the king's favorite. They went to tell King Darius. King Darius, Daniel is praying to his God instead of you. King Darius looked puzzled. Daniel always prayed to his God. What was the big deal? Then the men reminded him, you must put Daniel in the lion's den. You made a law, remember? Oh no, King Darius thought. He didn't want to put Daniel in the lion's den. He didn't want Daniel to be hurt, but King Darius had to follow his own law. Daniel was put in with the lions. King Darius said, I hope your God helps you. He went home and stayed awake all night worrying about Daniel. In the lion's den, it was dark and scary. Lions growled all around Daniel. And Daniel prayed, God, I know you are with me. Please help me. And God was with Daniel. At sunrise, King Darius hurried to the lion's den and had it opened. Daniel, he called, are you there? Did your God save you? Daniel answered, I'm here. God kept the lions from hurting me. God always keeps me safe. King Darius was overjoyed to see his friend, and from that day on, King Darius believed in God. So the story told us that Daniel loved God, and Daniel prayed to God, and he loved God, and God loved Daniel. But when the law was made that he was supposed to be praying to King Darius, and he got caught praying to God anyway, King Darius had to put him in the lion's den. Now, if I'm Daniel and I'm being thrown into a big pit that's full of lions, I'm thinking that's not a good day. But we are not promised that we'll always have a good day or that everything will be easy, but we do have a promise that God will protect us. So because of that promise, God protected Daniel from the lions. And just like God created this apple to have a place in the middle to protect seeds, God protects us. Now, we don't physically see God, but we know God is with us, and we know God protects us by the things that he provides for us through people who love us. We have families and we have friends who love us and who want to take care of us and who want to help us make good decisions and provide food and clothing. But more importantly, on the days that we have a bad day and we feel like we're not being protected, the thing we have to remember is the protection is mostly and most importantly meant for our hearts and for our minds, things that we think about and things that we see and things that we hear and the way that we act, to protect that part of us so that we're always working for God and for the good of other people and their protection. So I started thinking, okay, so what could I do with the other part of this apple that I cut in half that maybe could be a form of protection or helping the birds around the church here. So I cut out the middle part. It's kind of cool. I could cut all the way around where the seeds were, and the seeds are still in that little middle part. And then I took some peanut butter and I filled the hole and I spread the peanut butter on the across the top. And then I've got some bird seed here. So I'm gonna put the bird seed on there and I'm gonna pack it down pretty good to where it sticks. And then if there's some sticky places, I can put some more bird seed. Pack it on there pretty good. Okay, like that. So I've got my bird seed on the peanut butter on the apple. And when I get ready to leave, I'm gonna put it over here by the tree so that the birds can get the seed. And who knows, there may be another animal that likes the peanut butter, and there may be even another animal that likes the apple. So we've provided a little bit of maybe helpful protection for some of the animals that will be around here this week. All right, so if you have any apples at your house, why don't you see if you can get someone to help you cut one open and look at those seeds and see how they're in there. And you could either make a bird feeder with some bird seed and some peanut butter, or you could possibly plant an apple seed and see if it will sprout and grow a little bit. All right, so let's say a prayer. Dear God, thank you for your protection. Thank you for people in our lives who help protect us. Help us this week to protect our hearts and our minds and to live for you. Thank you for your love. We love you. Amen. All right, boys and girls, have a wonderful day. Get out and enjoy some sunshine, and I will see you next week.